speak in a serious, emotional, and suspenseful American female news-style voice. Start with a powerful hook that immediately grabs the audience. Build tension by describing how an ordinary day inside a shopping mall suddenly turned into a terrifying nightmare when a 75-year-old woman was brutally attacked inside a restroom. Avoid revealing the final sentence at the beginning. Maintain a dramatic pace with natural pauses, emphasizing the fear, shock, and emotional impact on the victim and her family. Use clear American English with cinematic storytelling, suitable for a YouTube courtroom documentary.
All right, you can come forward. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you hear will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you're going to have to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state your name for the record.
David Turner.
All right, state.
David, I just want to ask you a couple of questions, okay? And mainly I want to focus on how this has impacted your own mom, Ruth Turner. How have you seen, how did this change Ruth? How have you seen changes in her?
First off, she's a very religious person, and I thank God that she has deepened her faith and is so grateful for what God has done in her life. Second, she's a very hardworking woman. And after this attack, she no longer had that sort of spirit in her. And that pains me probably the most.
And has it also been hard for you to cope with the effects of this attack and what happened?
Yes. I've been ridiculed at school for being the person who stabs people. I've had my PTSD come back. I've had flashbacks. I still hear screams at night. It's hard.
Is there anything else you want to tell this court?
I don't think a person like this should be let out back in the community because we're not even from here. And for someone to do that to someone who's just coming here for family vacation shouldn't be put out in the community for her to harm other people.
Thank you, David. No further questions.
Any questions? All right, thank you.
Narrate in a calm, authoritative American female courtroom documentary voice. Explain how Priscilla Gonzalez pleaded guilty to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after stabbing 75-year-old Ruth Turner inside a mall restroom in 2022. Describe the emotional victim impact statements from Ruth Turner and her son, highlighting how the attack changed their lives forever. Mention that the defense argued mental health struggles contributed to the incident, but the court found Gonzalez legally responsible for her actions. Maintain an emotional yet unbiased tone with smooth pacing and professional delivery.
Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, just argument.
All right, court will hear brief argument. State.
Judge, what Ms. Gonzalez did to Ms. Turner, to Frank Turner, to David Turner, is horrendous. I think Ms. Gonzalez is lucky to be standing here in front of you today with only this charge, with only aggravated assault, because what she did that day on July 19th, 2022 to Beth Turner was, I believe that her intent was to kill her. She was going to, she found an easy witness, an older witness, and I think she knew that this was a person who could not defend herself and who could not attack back, and she preyed on her. She made that decision to go in there and stab her numerous times. And then she had the gall to tell the police after she was stabbed by Dava, when Dava was protecting her aunt, her grandma, that the bitch stabbed me. I believe those were some of the words that she used. And I understand that Ms. Gonzalez has mental health problems, but I think what the court has to consider is the severe threat that she poses to not only this community, but herself. And I think someone like this, where she needs to spend some time is the prison. And she's been treated and she's had treatment in the past, and she continues to exhibit this type of behavior. And I think it speaks for itself when we look at the fact that she was released from Nick's hospital on January 25th, 2019. But a few days later, she commits an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, separate from the case that we're here for today. I think she is violent, and she has shown this court that with the fact that these are the types of offenses she continues to commit.
Right, and counsel, what do you say to the fact that the state presented a witness, a mental health expert, that she was released and she should not have been released from the mental health hospital? It was a situation, which I've seen before, where people have mental health issues, they get treatment and they just stabilize them and then release them without medication, without proper support, and just send them back into the world because not my problem. I want to move on to the next person and we're done. Woo! Thank you. We got her out of here. So what do you respond to the defense's witness? Because that's what the defense witness said. The defense witness said that she never should have been released from the hospital. And it appears that she was released from the hospital and then immediately went out and committed this act.
My response to that, Judge, is that now we have innocent victims here in the courtroom that are victims of her behavior.
But let me ask you this. How is this any different if somebody is at a hospital for, let's say, cancer or some type of physical illness, and they just get them stabilized and say, good luck to you because your problem is too complicated. We're going to stabilize you and then we're going to send you out into the world. Let's say somebody goes to a hospital and they are bleeding or they need a heart transplant. And they say, you know what? Your case is a little bit too complicated. I know you need this heart transplant immediately, or I know you need these stitches immediately, but you know what? We're going to give you a Band-Aid because great. We've stopped the bleeding. We know you're going to end up needing stitches, but we're not going to do that. We're going to send you back out into the world. Good luck to you. And they end up bleeding because they didn't get the stitches. The problem is people treat mental health differently from what they treat people who have cancer, who need a heart transplant. Basically, the evidence that I've heard from the defense's witness is she never should have been released from the hospital with her mental health issues. There's no doubt in my mind that she was going through an episode when this offense was committed. The only issue for the court to consider is whether or not she should be going to prison or
Continue in a powerful American female legal documentary voice with a firm and respectful tone. Describe Judge Stephanie Boyd's reasoning during sentencing, emphasizing that although mental health treatment was recommended, the court determined the defendant understood right from wrong. Explain why public safety became the court's highest priority and how the judge ultimately sentenced Priscilla Gonzalez to 12 years in prison while recommending mental health treatment during incarceration. End with a thought-provoking conclusion asking viewers whether they believe justice was served, encouraging respectful discussion in the comments without sounding overly dramatic.